Hey, this is just a quick and dirty tutorial on caravan logistics, specifically many-to-one caravan logistics using what I call a key item to straighten out your deliveries. All right. One thing, we've been talking in the Pyanodons subreddit, talk a lot about caravans because caravans are available really early in the game and they're very powerful. But a lot of people say that they just end up having trouble making the caravans, behave. They'll try to do many to many or many to one logistics, and it just creates a big mess. And so a lot of people just give up and just have caravans delivering point to point. Go get all the coal, go deliver all the coal. Go get all the iron, go deliver all the iron. And caravans are really good for that, but you can do more complex things. You can have one caravan serving a single depot in like a mall, for instance, which is the example I have here. We have kind of a simplified base. Like this represents my entire base. So we've got iron and copper and small parts and simple circuits and duralumin and some wood. Over here, we've got food for the caravans because the caravans need fuel. Got to keep them fueled. So we've got a bunch of brains over here. And down here, we have a small mall that I want to put together, and I want to make a caravan-fed mall. And I want all of these items to be put back out into the caravan network so that they can be available for delivery to other places. Okay? Now, I think what's happening is that people are skipping a step when they're trying to set up their multi-ingredient caravans. And I'll show you what I mean, what I think people are talking about when they have trouble with caravans. So we have an input and an output. Okay? Input and output on this assembler, it's going to make mechanical inserters. I'm going to put some inserters here, and I'll put a few more inserters here. Now, this recipe needs iron and small parts, as you can see. So, we'll take a caravan. Nope, we'll not take one of those. We'll take a caravan, put it down. We're going to open it up, open the cargo, give it a piece of food. If you have multi-action food available, if you have brains, for instance, which are 2 actions, you only need to give it 1. If you just have jerky, you probably want to give it a small handful of jerky. Okay? So we want our caravan to deliver stuff here. So we add a destination, we tell it to empty its cargo, and then we tell it to wait. Now, in a game, 5 seconds is a perfectly good time to let your caravan wait. But for the purposes of this demo, we're going to make it 1 second so everything moves a little faster. Okay? And that's it. Everything else is based in interrupts. This is an interrupts-only system. Now, I'm sure you've heard some trained people talking about this. You can do the same thing with caravans, and there are advantages to doing it this way. But let's keep going. First thing we need to do is get food. The normal interrupt that that everybody uses is get food or fuel your trains. So, if food count brains are less than 5, we're going to go to where the food is and store food until there are 10. Normally you just have it fill up all the way, get a full tank and keep going, but again, we want to show how these caravans are behaving on the small scale. So we'll just pick up 10 food. Okay, and since it's the fuel interrupt, we will allow interrupting other interrupts, so whenever the fuel gets low, it will just go and fuel itself and keep going. That's very important. It can, particularly when you're using small value food, it can get distracted by doing other things and then starve to death, and we don't want that. So we save the interrupt. Okay, very normal. Now, we need iron and small parts. So we could add another get iron. And let's say we want 20 iron plates in our buffer at all times. So when the target item is iron plates are less than 5. Then we go to get iron plates, load items until the caravan has 20 iron plates. And we save the interrupt. Cool. And we also need to get small parts. So make a new interrupt, get small parts. We want small parts. Now these can be any value, but those are just is less than 5. We'll go there and load items until the caravan has. You'll have to excuse the cat. Has 20. And we save the interrupt. Okay? So we empty out here. We get food when we're hungry. We keep iron topped up at 20 plates, and we have small parts topped up at 20 small parts, right? So fire it. First thing it's going to do is go get food. Then it's going to go get iron. And then it's going to go get small parts. And now it's going to go get iron again. Let's take a look at what's happening here. We seem to have gotten ourselves into a circle. You see? Loading is trying to load iron. It's trying to load small parts. And it'll keep doing this until it runs out of food. Which it is just about to do. And you see, it just keeps going back and forth. It never fulfills the order, even though it has everything that it needs. It's picked it all up on this trip. It just keeps going back and forth. And it never comes home. And now it's hungry. It used up all its food. And once it fills up its food, it's going to go back and keep trying to get small parts. And I think this is the kind of behavior that people are talking about when they say that they tried to get fancy with caravans and interrupts, and it just made a big mess. You just end up with caravans walking in circles and picking up a bunch of stuff and never delivering it correctly. Or moving things to depots where it doesn't belong, right? So there is a way around this. We need a way to tell a caravan where home is. So, see, a caravan doesn't actually have a home. It just has a schedule. It's just like a train. A train doesn't have a home. It has a schedule. And I think what people are forgetting is that we have scheduled targets here. And the target is where we want it to drop off. But these are all targets too. So every time it hits an interrupt, it gets a new target. And every time it gets a target, it's going to test all of its interrupts against the target. And that's what it's doing here, is that it's going, oh, the depot with nothing but small parts in it doesn't have enough iron plates, so I've got to go get iron plates. And it just gets itself all wound up like that. So why don't we start over and try again and use what I call a key item to tell the caravan where home is. Okay? I'm going to stop that. I'm going to send it home. It's going to deliver its stuff. It's going to get some food. And then it's going to go back. Okay, we're going to stop that. We're going to get rid of these interrupts, and we're going to send it home. Okay. Eh? And we're going to wait while my wife is on the phone. And we're back. So, a key item is how we tell a caravan where home is, because it doesn't have a sense of that on its own. A key item can be literally any item, but you want it to be cheap, easy to get, and somewhat unlikely to be carried around as a product on your caravan logistics network. I've decided that I like using wooden chests. Okay? Wooden chests are cheap, they're easy, they're available from the beginning. And I'm not going to be shipping wooden chests around my base. I'll ship wood and then manufacture wooden chests on site if I need them, which makes wooden chests really well. I've also had a lot of luck using hazard concrete. I don't use hazard concrete in my base, so it's a good option. But any item that you want, it doesn't matter what the item is. You just need to pick one and use it everywhere. And I'll show you why in a minute. So we have our key item here. The key item is what untangles this whole mess, okay? So, got that. Go back to our caravan here. Now, we still have an empty depot, and we want iron plates and small parts, and we don't want any nonsense, right? So, we're going to do the interrupts again. Okay, we're going to get iron. And so far, so much the same. We need iron plates. And if there's less than 5 iron plates, we need to send the caravan to where the iron plates are. Load items until the caravan has iron plates equal 20. Okay? Now, exactly the same as before, but this time we're also going to check for our key item. And it's going to be a wooden chest, and there's going to be 1 wooden chest. And it's going to be connected by an AND. It's very important. And that's the whole difference. So we're going to save the interrupt. And you'll notice the caravan's not going anywhere. It's because we haven't put the key item in yet. Hang on. What we'll do get small parts. Okay? And target item, small parts, right there. And if there are less than 5 small parts, I want you to go to where the small parts are. I want you to load items until the caravan has small parts equal to 20. And we're also going to add our key item. 1 wooden crate. We're going to save the interrupt. Okay? You notice it's still not going anywhere. Now, watch what happens when I put the wooden crate in. Off he goes. Now watch what he does. He goes to get iron, and he comes back. He's going to go and get small parts. And he's going to come back. And remember, this is where we got in trouble before, in that the caravan started running in circles. It's not doing that anymore, right? And this is how you do many-to-one caravan logistics. You see, it's fueling itself because it needs fuel, and it drops off the iron plates. It stopped in the middle of an iron delivery, got fuel, and then dropped off the iron plates. And he's just trundling along, bringing iron plates and small parts to my assembler, and that's great. So, why do we always want to use the same key item? You don't have to. You can use as many key items as you want. You can assign however you want. But if you use the same key item in every input, then you can reuse all of your interrupts. So watch this. Make another one of these. And put our depots there. And then we'll put that there and there. Go pick up some brains because In demo mode, it drops what's in my pockets for some reason. And we're going to clone another caravan. Okay. Here's our caravan. Here's our cargo. I'm going to give him a piece of food. And this is the depot we want him to drop off to. And you want to empty your cargo and wait. I'm going to wait for 1 second. 1 second. Okay? Now, we've got these here. We can just reuse them. You want to get food, you want to get small parts, and you want to get iron. And you can see that the order is different here, so it's going to get small parts first because it goes, the priority is in order top to bottom. Okay? Now, we hit go. It's going to go get food. It's going to come back here, and it's going to wait because there's no key item here. He doesn't wander off. He doesn't do other things. Just waits. Okay? So, go do that. Put the key item in there, and off he goes. He's going to go get small parts. When he gets done, he's done getting small parts, he'll get iron parts. And the reason this works is because every depot, every caravan depot is a target, and every target gets tested against all the interrupts. So if you only want your caravan to deliver to one place, you have to tell them where that one place is. And that's what the key item is for distinguishing between home and supply. You only put key items in input. You don't put them in outputs. Because if you put them in outputs, the caravans will start trying to deliver things there. Okay? But we just successfully used our interrupts on caravans delivering to 2 different places. Want to see it one more time? Put that there. Put that there. Grab brains. Clone a caravan. Put food in the caravan. Again, I don't know why sandbox mode keeps deleting what's in my pockets, but that's fine. So, we want you to deliver here. We want you to empty your cargo, and we want you to wait for 1 second, because this is a demo. Now, I want you to get food. It's always the first thing you do is you need to keep it fueled up. Now, since we're doing basic inserters instead of mechanical inserters, we need a few more ingredients. We still need small parts. There's a lot of small parts in this game. But we also need to get circuits. All right. Once again, target item. Simple circuits is less than 5. Need to go get the simple circuits. Load items until caravan has simple circuits equal to 20. And we need to add the key item under the target count and under an AND to tell it where to go. Alright, so we also need duralumin. Target item. Duralumin less than 5. You guys understand that all these values are arbitrary. This is just for demonstration purposes, right? Then we'll add our crate. There's 1. Add the interrupt station. Load items until caravan has and save the interrupt. The other thing we need are mechanical inserters. So get mechanical Inserters. Inserters. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, target item count. Mechanical inserters, less than 5. Key item is present. Go over here. Load items until Caravan has 20. Save the interrupt. Fire off the Caravan. Okay. And we'll put the crate in there. And the Caravan will come back and start getting its deliveries. And it'll just keep trundling along until we run out of something. Got the circuits, got the duraluminum, and now we're going to get mechanical inserters. We've got a lot of mechanical inserters. And off they go. Now, what happens if you run out of something and the Caravan can't fulfill? Let's find out. Use a lot of iron. Wait for the Caravans to realize that they need iron. And here we go. This is actually a shortcoming of the system, because if you have a shortfall in any of the interrupts that a Caravan is trying to fulfill, they'll just stop and wait. Now, you can change the waiting behavior and have them keep going, but there isn't really a good way to keep them from just going in circles, checking for things. So if we say load items until have that, if we change this interrupt, now remember, this is going to change the interrupt for all the Caravans that use this interrupt at the same time. We can turn off wait until fulfilled and save the interrupt. What we'll do is get rid of this and then refire the Caravan. We'll take this guy, we'll turn off the broken interrupt, and then refire the Caravan. Anytime you make an interrupt, you've got to remember the Caravan remembers the last time it checked the interrupt. So if you make changes and a Caravan is in the middle of doing that interrupt, it's still going to follow the old rules. So what we have now is a problem where, particularly with this guy, he just starts running in circles, which is why I don't really recommend turning off the wait until fulfilled. It's better to have the Caravan wait and let the rest of your factory grind on. Otherwise, they just start doing this. And then they eat all your food and do nothing. So it's much better to let them wait until it's fulfilled and you can go fix whatever the problem is that made the iron run out. Okay? And in the meantime, our guy over here is still chugging along. And as you can see, well, currently we're broken, so we're going to turn that off again. Save the interrupt, and they should go back and just wait. So they were good little Caravans, we'll give them their iron back. So as you can see, using the key items, we prevent that unhinged behavior where they start running in circles trying to deliver everything to everywhere. Instead, they just go and get a thing and bring it back. Some people argue that interrupts should be able to interrupt other interrupts. So you can say that if you turn that off, you could have them go get iron and small parts at the same time. That's possible, but you risk in the future when you end up with 12 ingredients in a recipe, overloading your Caravan's storage. You're just picking up too many things at once. And if you get into a state where you have a full caravan trying to go pick something up, it'll just lock up. So one at a time is slower, but it's better. And you can always assign more than one caravan to a depot, delivering to a depot. And remember, caravans respond to shift clicks for copying and pasting settings. Okay? Many thanks to D Titan on the Pyanodon subreddit for teaching me this technique, or at least enlightening me to it. I don't know if this is exactly what he does, but this is what I took away from it, and it works extraordinarily well. He's got 1,200 caravans running on his base and counting. I've got about 200, and I am extremely happy with running my logistics this way, with my little trundling dinosaurs wandering around. If you have any questions, this video will have its own post on the Pyanodon subreddit. You can go hit me up there. Other than that, I don't read YouTube comments, so you can ask all the questions you want. You won't hear from me. That's it. Thank you very much. Hopefully this helps clarify a few things for people who are a little confused on how to get caravans to cooperate. Okay? Have a good night. Bye.